A function f is defined by x squared minus 9x minus 20. Determine the minimum value of f by writing the function in standard form. What they're getting at is this, just because it's quadratic, it contains x squared, it's going to have a parabolic curve like so. It will have a lowest point, obviously, and that point is our vertex. And you can find a vertex very easily if your function is in standard form. This one is not in standard form, meaning we're going to have to switch it over. So this question, is just a way of saying complete the square, turn this thing into standard form, but they're giving us a reason to do it by saying we want you to know where the vertex is. So you remember our procedure, I hope. You start out by rewriting the function, only you take this constant term and just scooch it way over. Give yourself plenty of space. We're going to be writing some things in that gap. And what goes in the gap? Well, you take this coefficient, you divide it by 2, and then you square it. So starting with -9 divided by 2, easy enough, that's 9 over 2, or 4.5 if you prefer decimal form. Actually, you know what? I'll do both ways. -9 divided by 2 makes -4.5. Then you square this, or you square this, and you get either 81 over 4, or you get 20.25. I'm not really excited about working with the fractions. I think I may go with the decimal form here. It's just a little bit easier. If you use the fraction form, it will work. You'll just have a bit more of a slog because you'll have to do some common denominators. So we add 20.25. One more time, that's -9 divided by 2, and then you square it. Result goes here. Now, get rid of this. We can't just add a 20.25 because we need one, as wonderful as that would be. We have to balance this out, and so over here we put a minus 20.25. The point is that these two numbers that you've injected are canceling each other out, so that overall you haven't changed anything. No net change. Now, we factor this part. Y equals x squared would have come from x times x. And we just saw where this came from, right? It came from 4.5 times 4.5. That number is normally fresh in your mind when you get here because you just created it. So now this could be a plus or a minus 4.5. It's got to be minus, obviously, if our middle term is going to come out negative. So there we are, and there we are. And on the tail end here, we have minus 20 minus 20.25, which makes minus 40.25. Last little bit of rewriting. Because these are identical, we can combine them, and we get x minus 4.5 all squared minus 40.25. So you can now see my sketch was pretty badly out of whack here. This vertex is 4.5 units to the right. I did okay there, but it's actually 40 units down, so instead of the curve that I drew, this thing looks more like that. This point is at 4.5, comma, minus 40.25. So what's the minimum value? Minus 40.25. The curve drops and drops and drops, gets to minus 40.25, and it never does get any lower. It turns back and starts rising after that.